Point News 6.
Good morning. I'm Charles Osgood, and this is Sunday Morning. With solemnity and ritual, the investiture of Pope Benedict XVI took place earlier this morning, an outdoor ceremony at St. Peter's Square. We'll have reports from John Roberts and Alan Pizzi coming up. And then we'll be weighing in on the newest odd turn in the fitness debate. For years, we've been hearing that the key to good health is the maximum of exercise and the minimum of pounds. So what are we to make of a new report that suggests that what we've all known to be true isn't? Dr. Emily Sinet will report our cover story.
Can we finally forget the crazy pumping, jumping, stretching, and sweating? A new study seems to suggest that it's now safe to come out of the gym. But is it?
Well, look at this newest twist in the Battle of the Bulge later on Sunday morning.
Good journalists learn a lot in their travels, including the location of some of the best places to eat. So when one of the best reporters around decides to share his top choices, we're happy to hear him out. This morning, Martha Teichner takes us apple picking.
I've led a colorful life, and I have enjoyed it.
You're a famous eater.
Yes.
R.W. Apple Jr., in his flamboyant and distinguished 40-plus-year career at the New York Times, has worked hard and lived well with no apologies.
It's marvelous.
Later this Sunday morning, dare we say it, the Big Apple.
William Shatner routinely traveled at warp speed on the original Star Trek television series. Now, all these years later, he's still a very fast-moving fellow, as John Blackstone will show us.
Relay our position and circumstances to Starbase 12 immediately.
He was on TV then.
Denny Crane.
Exactly.
He's on TV now.
Why would somebody want to retire? Retire to what?
William Shatner, movie star, singing star.
He could be having a good time. Instead, he's working.
Not to mention riding. We'll have to gallop to catch up to William Shatner's busy life later on Sunday morning.
The sound of movies involves a lot more than talk. Music also plays a big role. And as Rita Braver will show us, the competition to write movie music is fierce.
Greta Garbo's silent film, The Temptress, needs a new score. And 5 young composers are competing for a chance to write the music.
It seems in a funny way that this is like American Idol for composers.
Friends of mine told me that they didn't mention American Idol. They said it sounded like Film Composer Survivor.
Vote him off. Vote him off.
So who will get to set this film to music? Find out later on Sunday morning.
Speaking of movies, David Edelstein will look back on Jane Fonda's long career on the screen. We'll also remember the Maine, review some new findings about popcorn, and more. But first, the headlines for this Sunday morning, the 24th of April, 2005. Benedict XVI was officially installed as Pope in St. Peter's Square this morning, telling the thousands gathered there that his thoughts, like a wave-gathering force, go out to all men and women, believers and non-believers alike. John Roberts is at the Vatican.
He's been Pope since Tuesday, but today Benedict XVI was ceremonially elevated to the throne of St. Peter in an elaborate tradition the world has not witnessed in more than a quarter century. He was invested with the pallium, a lamb's wool scarf, the symbol of his authority as the Bishop of Rome. And he received the fisherman's ring, inscribed with an image of St. Peter, a fishing boat, and a net.
Sì, la Chiesa è viva.
In his homily, Benedict continued the open and inclusive line he has walked since becoming Pope, telling the 500,000 people in St. Peter's Square, "My program of governance is not to do my own will, not to pursue my own ideas, but to listen." The son of Mary and Joseph Ratzinger, Benedict XVI seemed almost destined to become Pope. In fact, he tried to retire many times, but John Paul II kept saying no. an indication perhaps that he knew Benedict was the best man for the job.
Despite his advanced age, he's 20 years older than John Paul II when he assumed the throne. Vatican insiders believe Benedict will be an active pope. Every day is going to be interesting, said a former aide. Charles?
John Roberts at the Vatican, thank you. The group Human Rights Watch is calling for a new investigation into top U.S. officials who they say may have condoned the abuse of prisoners at Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison. Published reports indicate that an inquiry by the Army Inspector General will clear top U.S. military officers of responsibility for abuses at Abu Ghraib. The American military says an Iraqi civilian has led soldiers to at least 6 suspects in the downing of a helicopter north of Baghdad. 11 people, including 6 Americans aboard the chopper, were killed when it was shot down Thursday. The lone survivor was then apparently executed on the ground. Sir John Mills, the Oscar-winning British actor, died yesterday in suburban London. You may remember him best for his roles in Gandhi and Ryan's Daughter. John Mills was 97. Who won the $205 million 11-state Mega Millions lottery? We don't know yet, but we do know the winning ticket was purchased Friday afternoon at a supermarket in Port Huron, Michigan. Now today's weather. Rain in the Northeast and Rockies, snow across the Midwest, sunny throughout the plains. In the week ahead, expect cloudy skies over the Northeast and storms across the Southeast. The northern plains should turn cooler and the West will be pleasant. Next, the weighty debate over fitness and health. And then Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders ride again.
The all-new Audi A6. It's greater to lead than follow.
You'll still find real peppermint oil in Tom's anti-cavity toothpaste because you'll still find Tom at Tom's of Maine. Tom's of Maine. Naturally, it works. The calcium in Tom's Tartar Control Whitening Toothpaste leaves your mouth feeling fresh. And the fact that we don't test on animals leaves your conscience feeling clean. Tom's of Maine. Naturally, it works.
Get back to the way it was. Pristine beaches. Family friendly. Peace and quiet. Get back to Rockaway Beach.
This winter, get warm and cozy with your family and friends in Rockaway Beach. No crowds, great beaches, and over 400 hotel rooms. Rockaway Beach, perfect for winter storm watching.
Your Oregon Coast getaway. Rockaway Beach is waiting for you. Log on to rockawaybeach.net for more information.
As bankruptcy laws change, the experts at Oliveros & O'Brien are working to keep you informed.
This is 230 pages of changes to the bankruptcy code. It's very substantial. Someone who's considering filing for bankruptcy really needs experienced bankruptcy counsel.
With the new provisions in the bankruptcy code, we have the kind of experience that can make a difference for people that are considering filing a bankruptcy.
Call Oliveros & O'Brien for a free consultation or visit orbankruptcy.com.
How do you spend your weekend? Hot sale price on Carhartt ductwork shorts, only $24.99. Plus the Quadra-Fire Santa Fe pellet stove, just $16.99 with free cast face. It's just what the country needs at Coastal Farm and Ranch. Right here, right now.
Researchers are weighing in with the last word on healthy weight, diet, and exercise. And would it surprise you to hear that what they're now saying is different from the last word we heard on the subject? Our cover story is reported now by The Early Show's Dr. Emily Sine.
After years of stair-stepping, stretching, and sweating for dear life, a new government study out this past week says overweight people actually live longer than normal weight people. What? Wait
a minute. Can that be? Can Hefty really be healthy? Can we throw away that old Stairmaster under the bed gathering dust and give up on the Battle of the Bulge?
For millions of Americans hearing the news, including the 65% of us who are overweight, the message that being a little chubby might not be so bad after all was, whew, glad that's over.
Maybe somebody that owns a McDonald's said that.
Excessive pounds will probably hurt you, but a couple extra pounds is probably pretty good for you. It's not going to kill you.
So how did it make you feel?
Made me feel like eating a chocolate bar.
And there was more government news. A fancy new food pyramid now featuring a first ever command to exercise. Presidential fitness advisor Denise Austin delivered it in style.
Arms up now. Come on, stretch that spine. Your spine is your lifeline. Keep it healthy. Keep it strong. Now,
so just what are we supposed to do?
It's confusing. Let's put it that way.
Even the experts like Dr. Lou Aroney of New York's Weill Cornell Medical Center admit it's hard to know what to make of it all.
People are being whipsawed back and forth. It is a problem. It isn't a problem.
The mortality study conducted by the Centers for Disease Control was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. It compares death rates of underweight, overweight, and obese Americans to those of normal weight.
Researchers expected to find an increasing risk of death with increasing weight, which is what they found for those in the heaviest category, the obese, but that's not all they found.
There were a number of things that surprised us. One was that the underweight was associated with a fairly large number of deaths, especially in the elderly.
It seems, according to research by the CDC's Catherine Flagel, that you really can be too thin. That for Americans over 60, a little extra padding can actually be healthy. The study also finds that whatever your age, being a little overweight might not be such a big deal.
And we were also surprised that overweight did not have any excess deaths associated with it.
So, time to break out the Twinkies? Not so fast.
I don't think that people should go out there and try to gain some weight. I think that that would be absurd.
Dr. Aroney says the message that we don't have to worry about being fat is the wrong one.
But the overall picture is that being overweight and being obese is a health problem.
A health problem leading to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and heart disease. Things the study didn't even consider.
In other words, maybe the risk of death isn't so great, but maybe we're not living so well. Is that part of the equation?
That's exactly the point. One of the reasons this study may have shown less risk of dying is that we're getting better at treating the complications of obesity. We can treat high cholesterol, we can treat diabetes, we can treat someone who has a heart attack a lot better than we could 20, 30, 40 years ago.
And while it may be okay to be a little fat, it turns out that you also need to be a lot fit.
Focusing on weight, we're really missing the point.
Tim Church, Ironman triathlete, physician, and medical director at the Cooper Institute in Dallas, says instead of putting away that Stairmaster, it's time to pull it out and start climbing or running or just simply walking.
You know, there's a lot of people who become physically active who actually, don't lose any weight. What I hear in very sedentary people who become physically active, I hear this all the time, is, I've become active, my pants fit different, I feel great, but my scale hasn't changed.
Dr. Aroney says it's more than just how much you weigh.
What about just being a little bit overweight, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, before a person is really obese? Is there a problem with that?
Being overweight can be a problem, but it depends upon where the fat is. Fat on your abdomen seems to be the worst kind of fat. That fat, which is inside the abdomen in most people, is the kind of fat that tends to cause the diseases that we associate with obesity. Fat on the hips and thighs is not a big risk.
The magic number? 40 inches around the middle for men, 35 for women.
And there we go, and there's the number.
What is it?
29. So
I got
way
6
under.
inches.
6 inches. 6 inches to risk.
But remember, you're going to need to make sure there's more to your workout than reaching for that second dinner roll.
30 minutes a day, that's all it takes. And you can do it in very small increments. And walking to work, walking to the deli at lunch, using the stairs instead of the elevator.
In fact,
So any exercise is better than no exercise. Finding the first parking spot in the mall instead of driving around for 15 minutes is a perfect way to get more physical activity.
So in the end, the bathroom scale may not be a perfect crystal ball. Still, the bad news, or maybe the good news, depending on how you look at it, is that it's time for us to get up out of our chairs.
Yes! Later, Nancy Giles weighs in with her own thoughts on keeping fit.
This portion of Sunday Morning is sponsored by Terminix. Termite problems? Call Terminix and get their problem solved guarantee.
It's termite season. Terminix them with the protection more homeowners believe in. 1-800-TERMINX.
Let's talk about better. When someone says something's better, it's usually just their opinion. So if you suffer from acid reflux disease, frequent heartburn, and I told you prescription Nexium heals acid-related damage in the esophagus better, you'd want proof. And now, your doctor has that proof.
Recent medical studies prove Nexium heals that damage better than the other leading prescription medicine. No wonder they call Nexium the healing purple pill. So call your doctor today and ask if Nexium is right for you. Because if left untreated, the damage could get worse. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. The most common side effects of Nexium are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Hey, with Nexium, you don't just feel better, you are better. And better is better.
Do you have any I can't believe it's not butter? I'm craving that rich butter taste.
Hey, Nikos! The gold key.
I can't believe it's not butter. Made with sweet cream buttermilk for a fresh butter taste that's naturally cholesterol-free.
Nikos, you missed a spot.
I can't believe it's not butter. Outrageously great taste without the cholesterol.
And now a page from our Sunday Morning Almanac. April 24th, 1898, 107 years ago today, a day when war broke out and Americans could read all about it. For that was the day Spain declared war on the United States. 2 months before, a mysterious explosion destroyed the U.S. battleship Maine during a stopover in Havana, killing 266 American sailors. At the time, Cuba was still a Spanish colony, torn apart by a revolutionary war. It was all grist for a newspaper war back in the U.S., where Joseph Pulitzer's New York World battled William Randolph Hearst's New York Journal with sensational headlines blaming Spain for the explosion. Remember the Maine was the rallying cry, and when a U.S. Navy inquiry ruled that a mine had destroyed the ship, Washington imposed a blockade. A short battle it would prove to be, as American troops and ships sailed off to what was left of Spain's once great empire. In Cuba, future President Theodore Roosevelt led his Rough Riders up San Juan Hill. In the Philippines, Commodore George Dewey demolished the Spanish fleet. By summer, the reign of Spain was clearly on the wane. America triumphed, Puerto Rico and the Philippines became U.S. territories, and Cuba won its independence. But as for the Maine, it wasn't until 1976 that a Navy panel reopened the debate on the ship's actual fate, concluding that a coal fire, not an attack, caused the Maine sinking. At one point, though, there's no debate. To this day, Americans still remember the Maine.
I want to say that I'm really shocked.
Ahead, anything but plain Jane Fonda.
I was thinking maybe the three of us could go to lunch tomorrow. What do you think?
The
It's allergy season, Mole. Time to choose an allergy medicine.
Pick one of those. You could be suffering again in 6 hours.
Oh no, Allegra 180!
It lasts 4 times longer.
Why would I even consider those others?
One dose of most OTC allergy medicines may not last as long as you want, but just one Allegra 180 lasts up to 4 times longer than one dose of most OTC allergy medicines.
Long-lasting Allegra is still working.
For people 12 and over, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or backache.
Allegra works around the clock.
Long-lasting Allegra. The relief goes on.
Hey, Herman. What's that?
It's a server.
A server?
An on-demand IBM e-server. Can monitor itself, manage itself, optimize itself, protect itself, practically heal itself.
How'd it get here?
Maybe it ordered itself.
Self-optimizing IBM eServer X series with Intel Xeon processors.
If Sarah wants to turn a cozy moment into the right moment, I want to be ready. That's why I asked my doctor about Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet proven to not only work fast, but also work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to be the guy she can count on. 36 hours to respond to her the way I want to when the moment is right.
Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you.
Sure, I did it for me. But it's not just about me, is it?
36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
Americans are heading to this hospital in India for everything from heart surgery to facelifts. Why? Find out tonight on 60 Minutes.
Tonight, John Mellencamp's music will help tell the story of a small town's cold case.
Stabbed once in the chest by a serrated blade.
20 years ago, did the closing of a mill turn good men into killers? It was desperate times. A new cold case tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Charles Osgood.
Kind of takes you back, no? From home exercise videos to major Hollywood films, Jane Fonda has been a screen presence for more than 40 years now. As our David Edelstein is about to show us, she's only just begun.
I don't need to tell you that Jane Fonda's back. She's all over the place, hawking her new autobiography, My Life So Far, and her upcoming movie, Monster-in-Law. The book is very touching, even if there's not enough dish, and it seems like the product of a lot of therapy. Some of us wish we could afford that much therapy, but then we didn't have a mom who committed suicide and a cold and absent dad like Henry Fonda, a relationship they reenacted in On Golden Pond.
I think that maybe you and I should have the kind of relationship that we're supposed to have.
What kind of relationship is that?
Well, you know, like a father and a daughter.
Fonda was once the most vital film actress in America and magically in sync with her era. She always gravitated to domineering men, and in the 60s allowed her then husband, Roger Vadim, to serve her up as a sexy fluff bunny in Barbarella.
Now I'll have a look at your stabilizers.
But even in demeaning roles, she was witty and driven and emotionally wide open. In her breakthrough performances in They Shoot Horses, Don't They? And Clute, her characters never seemed more vulnerable than when trying to project strength and independence.
You just lead them by the ring in their nose in the direction that they think they want to go in, and you get a lot of money out of them in as short a period of time as possible.
Her Oscar-winning turn as call girl Bree Daniels in Clute was a landmark for its complex portrait of female sexuality. Bree was determined to stay in control, even if it meant turning tricks, and Fonda dug deep into her own insecurities. Plus, she never looked hotter than with that dark shag haircut.
Well, men have paid $200 for me, and here you are turning down a freebie. You could get a perfectly good dishwasher for that.
Fonda's political consciousness liberated her, but would come to contain her acting. She was very fine in Julia, but so in awe of her character Lillian Hellman's pre-feminist integrity, she seemed reined in. She won a second Oscar for Coming Home, but the character was a garden-variety, radicalized housewife.
I want to say that I'm really shocked. I'm just shocked that you'd rather write about a goddamn home run than about what's going on in this hospital.
The best subjects for the hyper-controlled workout queen and confessed bulimic Fonda are women whose struggle to stay in control makes them lose control. Her last great performance was in The Morning After, where she played her worst nightmare, a blackout drunk victimized less by a killer than her own self-destructive impulses. But by the time of her last role, in Stanley and Iris, the juice went out of her acting.
How are you getting along?
It's a heavy load. Sometimes my knees bend.
Her movies were heavy loads, too. In any case, why act? She was getting more Hanoi Jane protesters. She had her fortune from workout books and videos, and she'd married a billionaire, Ted Turner, another domineering man who didn't love her working. 14 years later, post-divorce, 68 years old, she's back, playing the title hysteric in the broad comedy Monster-in-Law.
I know my mom can be a little challenging.
Just so you know, the crying bits are getting old.
Just so you know, Kevin likes his girls thin.
Fonda plays a domineering mother with a facade of control who finds herself totally out of control.
I need something stronger than this.
Her performance is pretty over the top, but you can't help rooting for her. Maybe with the book and her newfound religious faith, and a little more exercise for those acting muscles, Jane Fonda can finally plumb those bottomless anxieties on screen. Maybe this great American actress has thrilling surprises to come.
Why is she back? Coming up, William Shatner, still bravely going where no actor has gone before.
Shirley, this firm isn't big enough for the two of us.
I agree.
And lunch is served, and served, and served.
Hallmark Hall of Fame's Riding the Bus with My Sister. CBS next Sunday.
Getting more of what I want is always good.
For a limited time at Sears Optical, get 2 pairs of eyeglasses for $98. Scratch-resistant plastic lenses, even line bifocals or trifocals, and hundreds of frames, including titanium and designer styles.
I can get a pair like this, and one like this, or this.
Definitely this. Or this.
Come to Sears Optical right now and get 2 pairs for $98.
A lot more for a lot less.
Sears, good life, great price.
No SUV has done it before. Mercury Mountaineer is first in owner loyalty 4 years in a row. Mountaineer introduced the disappearing third row seat. And now, there's roll stability control for added safety. You've got room for up to 7. And more than enough space for everything. And everybody. And the Mountaineer has a look all its own. Get up to $4,000 cash back plus $1,000 in complimentary gas and a premium maintenance plan.
If you want a motorhome, you have to come to Coburg. The RV Factory outlet next to the RV factories along I-5, exit 199 in Coburg, has a selection of nearly 1,000 RVs, the largest selection of RVs in the whole Northwest. For example, Holly Ramblers are $50, $60, even $70,000 off, and some have discounts of $80,000 off MSRP. But they won't last long at the RV Factory outlet. It's worth the comfortable drive down I-5 to exit 199, just 5 minutes north of Eugene. That's Guaranteed RV Factory outlet in Coburg.
News that's to the point. KOIN News 6.
Benedict XVI took to the Pope-mobile to greet the faithful in Rome this morning after the ceremony installing him as the 265th pontiff of the Roman Catholic Church. Our Alan Pizzi, who's been watching the Vatican for years, tells us today's ritual was a careful mix of old and new.
The inauguration of the Pope is known as the ceremony of investiture.
pomp and circumstance on an epic scale planned to the smallest detail. The final act in the transfer of power and infallible authority from the 263rd successor to St. Peter to the 264th, known hereafter as Benedict XVI. And while it may not look like it, this is the simple modern version of a papal coronation, an effort to emphasize the new image of the Church as a more humble and less regal institution, while maintaining traditions that have evolved through 2,000 years of history. The most enduring symbol is the pallium, a simple scarf-like band of decorated lamb's wool placed on the Pope's neck. First granted to popes by the Emperor Constantine in the 4th century, the pallium represents the sheep that the Good Shepherd carries on his shoulders. Good shepherds in the form of supreme pontiffs used to be installed in 6-hour spectacles in which they were crowned with a 3-tiered tiara. The last to star in one was Paul VI, who donated the tiara from his 1963 event to the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington. And before his time, the almost medieval prevailed. In this 1939 ceremony, cardinals pledged obedience and loyalty by prostrating themselves at the new Pope's feet in St. Peter's Basilica. Today, a symbolic ceremony of obeisance was made by 12 people, including cardinals, deacons, unordained or religious church workers, a married couple, and 2 young people, all coming from various parts of the world to represent and symbolize the universal nature of the Church. There is such a wealth of entrenched symbolism that much of it often escapes the eye. The man who puts it all together is Archbishop Piero Marini, who bears the appropriately grand title of Master of Papal Liturgical Ceremonies, with resources to match it. Deep in the Vatican are enormous wardrobes filled with thousands of vestments, robes, and other clothes and paraphernalia, many of them made especially for a specific occasion.
Here, the resurrection of Christ.
Every robe, whether worn by the Pope or his aides, has a story.
Every chasuble has his own personality, and we use in different period of the year.
Each item the Pope wears has its own significance. The ring of the fisherman placed on the new Pope's hand during the inaugural ceremony dates back to the Middle Ages, when papal documents were sealed using the ring with the Pope's own design on it. Each seal is unique and is broken when the Pope dies. In fact, almost everything connected with papal and even normal church attire is steeped in history. This emerald-encrusted cross was used by Pius X, who ruled from 1903 to 1914. It is, of course, possible to revert to coronation rites that included the Pope being carried through St. Peter's Square. The new Pope is widely held to be a conservative who could take the Church back to a sterner past. But all indications so far, including his populist touch at the end, are leading to the conclusion that under Benedict XVI, the Church, like its pomp and ceremony, will continue to evolve to meet modern challenges.
Ahead, lights, camera, music.
Oh, I wish my baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has second name.
It's M-A-Y-E.
Or
O-I
love to eat it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say
quality meat, no fillers.
'Cause Oscar Mayer
has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Oscar Mayer Bologna. Quality meat, no fillers, and a taste that sings. You can count on Oscar.
If you're one of nearly 14 million adults who get 2 or more migraines a month, you know that every day without one is a gift. Here's another gift, a free migraine prevention kit. Call 1-877-7-MIGRAINE. You'll learn how to help prevent migraines so you can get fewer of them. Discover what questions you should ask your doctor. See how to track your migraine patterns and explore prescription treatment options that may make sense for you. For more information, call 1-877-7-MIGRAINE. That's 1-877-764-4724. Or visit 4migraineprevention.com. Ask your doctor if migraine prevention medicine is right for you. And enjoy the best gift of all, the chance for more days without migraines. Call now for your free kit, 1-877-7-MIGRAINE. Ask your doctor today if Lipitor is right for you.
There's never been a better time to talk with your doctor about Ambien, because now you can try Ambien free. Visit Ambien.com for details.
It's a wild shootout. The top golfers on the PGA Tour are in Texas as Vijay Singh defends his title at the Shell Houston Open today on CBS.
This week, is your backyard playground safe, or are there strangulation hazards, faulty equipment? Thousands of kids are treated for serious injuries each year. What you need to know to play it safe. And the next Survivor cast-off reveals what the cameras didn't show you. Plus, Samuel L. Jackson and Rosie O'Donnell on The Early Show.
Few movie scores are better known than the one for Gone with the Wind, composed by Max Steiner back in 1939. Today, young composers hope to make a similar mark on the sound of movies, and as Rita Braver will show us, they face lots of competition.
Can you imagine E.T. without the music? Didn't think so. And in some cases, like Chariots of Fire, even more people may have heard the theme than seen the movie. So is it any wonder that young composers like 34-year-old Michael Picton are yearning to write film scores?
I presume everybody dreams of, walking up to accept the Oscar for the best score.
I've accepted it about 60 times in my mind already, so I have no doubt.
Picton majored in music at McGill University in his native Canada. He writes classical pieces too, but to really shine as a composer, he says, write for film.
It's really one of the few outlets you can have for a large audience. And if you're really an artist, if you're really a musician, you want a large audience. You want your music to be heard, and that's why you write it.
So now he is competing for a chance to win fame and fortune, doing what he loves best.
And then I have this flourish of trumpets for the, his heroic leap into the raging river, which then resolves itself back down as they get back to the shore.
Picton is one of 634 composers between the ages of 18 and 35 who are scoring selected scenes from a Greta Garbo silent film called The Temptress.
If I won this, then it would mean that, maybe I'm not that bad.
34-year-old Matt Hyder.
Well, this is the arrival of Greta Garbo's character in Argentina.
Hyder, a German-born former pre-med student turned musician, and the other young composers are working on this film because they've entered a contest run by Turner Classic Movies. The winner gets $10,000, a chance to score the entire film, and record the composition with an orchestra. Don Ray, former music supervisor for CBS, who now teaches film scoring, has the job of listening to every single one of the entries.
I'm listening for, does it have thematic content? Does it play the scene? Or are they kind of modern and orchestrally conceived?
Ray has been judging ever since Turner Classic started the competition 5 years ago, trying to build a library of scores for its huge collection of silent films. He must boil the 634 entries down to the top 30.
I use a numerical system, and if it makes it up to 9, if it gets to the 9s, that means it has a chance. It's outstanding. And I've had maybe half a dozen 9s, or 9+.
32-year-old Jamie Hall makes the cut. A former University of Michigan saxophone player, he earns his living as a Microsoft engineer. But he can't stop creating music.
Actually, my shower ends up being the place where I do a lot of composing.
Hall's score for a scene in which Greta Garbo almost gets strangled, embodies his view of how a score should be written.
You do have to be careful in terms of like the hokiness factor. If you do, it can be called, sometimes can be called Mickey Mousing it. Catch the things that are going to be effective and don't try to catch every last movement of the character.
You want to bring people chills. I mean, like, you know, that's the goal, I guess. I mean,
26-year-old Cody Westheimer, who majored in film composition at USC, is also one of the chosen 30.
You know, almost any dramatic film that, you know, makes you cry or gives you chills at the end or even the middle or whatever, if you do that with, it's so difficult to do without the music. I mean, the music just brings it to life.
He hopes his treatment of the flood scene does just that. Westheimer knows how much winning the contest could mean in an industry that is dominated by fewer than 100 composers.
In a way, it seems like directors and producers are afraid to take a chance on the new guy.
Right, and I've experienced that a couple times already, and it's really, you know, frustrating for me. I mean, it's...
So now the fate of Cody and the others is in the hands of a group of judges, all composers who will watch the 30 final scenes and start throwing out their least favorites, eliminating all but 10 semi-finalists.
Would each of you give me your 5 lowest scores?
I would say number 15, number 12,
9, 6, 15, 11.
The only one I'm disappointed about, I really like number 7, and I guess I'm the only one that did.
Did you say number 7? You liked?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
What were you listening to?
Yeah.
After this day's judging, there's still another round.
Okay, so at this
from 600 to 30 to 10, 5 finalists are chosen at last. And all 4 of the contestants we've met make it, along with Matthew Kaczynski, age 24 with a master's from New York's Juilliard School. He says silents need different music than talking pictures.
You can't be so subtle with a silent film. With a film with dialogue, it's different. You have things to fill in blanks and you know, spots between the music. But
he and the other 4 composers must all score this very same clip where Garbo, the temptress, is denounced by her lover.
This is a scene where I'm using pitch bending, the liquid in the cocktail is spilling, and I'm just building tension here.
But will Matthew's score win the grand prize?
Wait a minute, I have a question. The scale is from 1 to 5.
It's all up to the final panel of judges.
Number 3, he had it was musically cohesive, his ending, even though it may have been a hair over the top.
It seems in a funny way that this is like American Idol for composers.
Friends of mine told me that they didn't mention American Idol. They said it sounded like Film Composer Survivor.
Vote him off! Vote him off!
So which one of these talented young composers will win, and why? We'll find out later on Sunday morning.
The Hominy Grill is as unpretentious as they come.
But coming up next, travel is on our menu.
Fabric walls and butcher paper on the table.
Elmer's Flag and Banner is the place for your outdoor decorating. We have many new and unique house flags and beautiful garden flags with the largest selection in town. Check out our spring sale going on now at Elmer's Flag and Banner.
Are you getting enough fiber in your diet? If you ate as much food as it takes to get the 25 to 30 grams of daily fiber recommended by the Surgeon General, what else would you have time for? That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement. With 4 grams of fiber in each dose, that's 4 times the amount you get from fiber caplets. And sugar-free Fiber Choice has 0 net carbs. Make the smart choice, Fiber Choice.
I tried lots of different allergy medicines, but I still had to give up a roommate with cats, a boyfriend with cats, and my own love of dogs. Then I found Zyrtec.
No other allergy medicine is approved to treat more indoor and outdoor allergies than Zyrtec.
the #1 antihistamine prescribed by allergists. The most common side effects were drowsiness, dry mouth, and tiredness. Since individual results may vary, ask your doctor if going straight to Zyrtec is right for you. Lots of allergy medicines, just one Zyrtec.
Finally, a compact SUV that's big on style, the Mercury Mariner. A great-looking alternative to Toyota RAV4 or Honda CR-V. Outside, a distinctive look that'll never get lost in the parking lot. You know, on the highway, it gets up to 26 miles per gallon. And Mariner is Consumers Digest Best Buy. Looks like the compact SUV has grown up. Now lease the Mercury Mariner for just $199 a month and receive a complimentary iPod Mini.
Elmer's Flag & Banner is having their spring sale. Decorate your home with a distinctive weather vane, many to choose from. We have dozens of new and unique flag designs. Show your pride with a flag and flagpole from Elmer's Flag & Banner.
The apple picker we have for you this morning is exactly the reverse of what you might expect. Instead of an expert choosing the apples, we have an apple making the calls. Martha Teisner kicks off our month-long look at the good life.
Johnny, would you like some? It's just wonderful.
Behold R.W. Apple Jr. of the New York Times.
Thank you, sweetie.
Hard at work, sampling something called chicken bog.
Divine. I've never had that.
At Hominy Grill, his favorite restaurant in Charleston, South Carolina.
But not only I've never had it, I've never heard of it.
Now, calling this work is a bit of an exaggeration. We invited Apple to Charleston, accompanied as he usually is by his wife, Betsy. But it was to see exactly what sort of work he did in the process of researching his new book, Apple's America, a very un-guidebook-like guidebook to 40 cities in the United States and Canada.
The Hominy Grill is as unpretentious as they come. A former barber shop with clapboard walls and butcher paper on the tables. Try Chef Robert Stelling's wonderful shrimp on cheese grits.
We've got great salads and side dishes, all the stuff that you would want to see if you went to a church supper here in the South.
Or put before Johnny Apple, as he's known to all, and by some as 3 lunches Apple.
I love food. I like food at all levels.
When he went to Paris and took over a restaurant to celebrate his 70th birthday recently, it ended up in Gourmet magazine. The article described him as being roughly the size of 2.5 Parisians, to which he replies,
You've been spending too much time with fashion models. I'm only 1.5 times as large as my average Frenchman.
But larger than life just the same, and that's the point.
I don't wish to be gray. I don't wish to have nobody talk about me.
He delights in the stories. Johnny Apple of the checked shirts handmade in England, of the legendary appetites and equally legendary expense accounts.
They are large. I like to live well.
But the stories that matter to him are the ones he's been writing for the New York Times for more than 40 years. As often as not, in his pajamas before dawn.
Do you have any idea how many times you've been on the front page?
Oh, goodness, no.
Hundreds? Thousands?
Thousands.
Born in Akron, Ohio, Raymond Walter Apple Jr. was called Johnny after Johnny Appleseed, who's buried near Akron. He figured out very early running his family's supermarket chain was not the career for him.
Once I discovered the New York Times in the Akron Public Library, it occurred to me that maybe I could write my way out of Akron, because I had the wanderlust something terrible. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to participate in some way or other in events greater than the Rotary Club.
He was thrown out of Princeton twice for working on the Daily Princetonian all the time instead of studying, but immediately got a job at the Wall Street Journal. He finally got his degree from Columbia. He joined the New York Times in 1963.
I was, shall we say, a little intense and very full of myself. I was just determined to get there.
Get where?
To be a big deal journalist.
His Times career started with the civil rights movement. He spent 3 years in Vietnam. He's reported on just about every major news event in the last 40 years. He's worked in more than 100 countries, covered something like 11 presidential campaigns. As London bureau chief for the Times, he didn't just write about the royal wedding. He was there, a guest. He became a very big deal journalist.
If I had to pick one article as the most important article I ever wrote for the New York Times, this would be it. This was in 1967. By this weekend, 12,269 Americans had been listed as killed. The war cost the United States more than $2 billion each month. And yet, in the opinion of most disinterested observers, the war is not going well. Victory is not close at hand. It may be beyond reach, and it had a huge impact. President Johnson went bananas. The headline is, Vietnam, the signs of stalemate, and this was what put the word stalemate into the debate in this country.
Did you sort of feel terror at what you knew you were letting loose?
None.
Tell me what this room is for.
This is my study.
If you're Johnny Apple, you don't retire at 65. You just start spending 70 hours a week writing about your lifelong personal passions.
Oh, this is all travel stuff.
Especially food and travel.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it?
In Charleston, you see a man enjoying a feast.
This is the Plantation Chapel. Would you like to see that?
Yeah, I'd like to very much.
Devouring everything interesting about every location.
So there's every reason to believe that Morrow and Annette and Priscilla would have worshipped in this chapel.
At Middleton Place Plantation, with its stunningly beautiful 18th century gardens.
That guy is now 219 years old.
That plant right there?
That plant, yeah. If you...
Johnny's old friend Charlie Dewell, a Middleton descendant, is our guide.
Well, it was begun in 1741, and we're...
Thomas Jefferson wasn't born yet.
George Washington was only 6 years old.
It's an exceptionally pretty house on the inside.
Gourmet that he is, Johnny Apple knows to go for the good stuff. So here we have the dining room. In a house famous because George Washington stayed here in 1791, he'll show you a piece of furniture.
Piece on the right, which is called a chest on chest on chest, made so that you can take each one off with those handles and take it up to your plantation. There are only 2 or 3 of these in existence.
In St. Michael's Church, where George Washington worshipped on his trip to Charleston, you'll see where he sat.
It has a box pew, but it has proper chairs in it.
And in the cemetery, you'll see the graves of Apple's wife Betsy's Charleston ancestors, various Pinckneys.
Pinckney Street, a horse named Pinckney, Pinckney gravestones, Pinckney Inns. What else?
Well, it does run on a little bit.
In Apple's America, Johnny Apple says, the Pinckneytude of Charleston used to get my goat. The book is full of such Apple-isms. Listen to what he says about Buffalo.
Like a dowager in decline, Buffalo still has good bones.
Or how about Las Vegas?
The first thing I see is the Eiffel Tower, which has evidently lost its bearings. As I gawk, I'm sipping a breakfast bracer, described on the room service menu as a corpse reviver. No kidding.
On a spring day, Apple writes Washington, where he lives, can take your breath away. He's optimistic about American cities. In part, he tells audiences, because he can now get a good meal practically anywhere.
Food is the maraschino cherry of a good day, but the...
Do you still travel abroad with a pepper mill?
I still travel everywhere with a pepper mill. You never know. Open wide.
Food comes up in Johnny Apple's current book. It's the subject of his next, tentatively titled Apple a la Mode.
What are the largest number of meals you've ever had in a day?
I would think 6 or 7.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
Including breakfast, lunch, dinner,
and a late night meal. And you don't eat all of any of it. Except if it's really good, it's very hard not
to. Next, a kernel of truth.
Graciela Reyes was attacked in prison today.
You're supposed to be a judge. Then act like one.
A new Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday. Rosie O'Donnell.
I'm different.
Andy McDowell.
I like you just the way you are.
That's nice.
Hallmark Hall of Fame's Riding the Bus with My Sister. CBS next Sunday.
Introducing Kraft Mayo in the revolutionary new No Mess Big Mouth jar. The Big Mouth lets the smooth, creamy taste go where you want it to, not on your hands. Kraft Mayo. A better jar of mayo.
Gage Auto Sales is your low-price leader with financing available on a huge selection of over 400 quality pre-owned cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. Gage Auto Sales on Southeast McLaughlin Boulevard, 503-652-0006 or GageAuto.com.
Slow, she's burning in your soul with whispers in your ear. You want it, she's got it. Molly's temper's gonna change your mind. She's got your pistol.
As bankruptcy laws change, the experts at Oliveros & O'Brien are working to keep you informed.
This is 230 pages of changes to the bankruptcy code. It's very substantial. Someone who's considering filing for bankruptcy really needs experienced bankruptcy counsel.
With the new provisions in the bankruptcy code, we have the kind of experience that can make a difference for people that are considering filing a bankruptcy.
Call Oliveros & O'Brien for a free consultation or visit orbankruptcy.com.
News that's to the point. Coin U6.
It happened this week. A definitive answer to a gnawing question, well known to anyone with a microwave and a taste for popcorn. Why are there always at least some hard as rock kernels still unpopped at the bottom of the bag? Well, the perplexing puzzle of kernels left unpopped piqued Purdue University researchers' curiosity. And now they believe they've made a breakthrough. After studying no fewer than 14 different varieties of Indiana popcorn, the scientists have discovered that those non-popping kernels have leaky hulls that allow too much moisture to escape from inside. If the internal moisture level drops much below the ideal level of 15%, there simply isn't enough pressure built up inside the heated kernel for it to pop properly. Popcorn makers are now expected to use these findings to improve the quality of their product. How good to know that scientific research is nonstop. Now explains why certain kernels are too pooped to pop. It seems the basic rules of popping popcorn don't apply when the inside of a leaky popcorn kernel gets too dry. Instead of munching into a soft and gentle snack, we bite into a pellet hard enough to make teeth crack. But in a research paper that is anything but dull, experts hope to find the secret of a tight, non-porous hull. Thus, another one of mankind's vexing problems will be gone. There'll be no more unpopped popcorn as science marches on.
This is slow.
Just ahead, actor William Shatner's latest enterprise. Easy, easy.
This portion of Sunday Morning is sponsored by Caldwell Banker, your perfect partner in real estate since 1906.
When my husband was transferred, I had to search for a new home from 1,000 miles away. I was no computer whiz, but working with my agent on the Coldwell Banker website was a breeze. Searching local listings, taking virtual tours like a pro. Still, I never thought I'd find another place I could love. Till one day, I just clicked and my heart stood still.
Now that's what I call a homepage.
ColdwellBanker.com, your gateway to local listings.
I'd like to redeem my credit card miles to Miami.
No, blacked out.
Ooh.
You sound strong.
Please?
No.
Just for me.
Okay.
The answer's always no.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There are no blackout dates on any airline, anytime.
Should have worked at Capital One. Whoa! What's in your wallet?
My wife works hard, the kids are 10, 6, and 3. Our life together gets a little crazy. So I called Applebee's like I've done before. They brought our favorite foods out to my car door.
With Applebee's new car side to go, you call it in, we bring it out.
Now my wife runs to meet me just as fast as she can, 'cause there's something women like about a pickup man.
Applebee's new car side to go. It's not fast food, it's Applebee's food fast.
Amazing Race Tuesday.
Yeah!
In Turkey, the teams climb to new heights.
Oh my God, Meredith!
Rob and Amber team up with the ex-POW and beauty queen against the grandparents and married couple. Only 4 teams remain and just 3 episodes left.
Unbelievable.
Don't miss a new Amazing Race, CBS Tuesday.
Mr. Sulu.
It's Sunday morning on CBS.
Our forward tractor beams.
And here again is Charles Osgood.
William Shatner has traveled a long way since his Star Trek days as Captain Kirk, and he shows no sign of slowing down. John Blackstone offers this Sunday profile.
Space, the final frontier.
Though it went off the air 36 years ago, the original Star Trek TV series just keeps playing in reruns.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
And go and go and go. Just as Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise flies on endlessly. So does the actor William Shatner, 36 years older, but seemingly unstoppable.
I think retirement is insane. Why would somebody want to retire? Retire to what?
At 74, Shatner is certainly not retiring. He's busier than ever. Even risking ridicule with a new CD in his particular style, mixing music and the spoken word.
I would be the best. I would make my folks proud. I would be happy. It hasn't happened yet.
What I meant by it hasn't happened yet is the unfulfilled expectations that one is gifted with as a child, I think, you know. If you fulfill that, I think you're dead. So there is always something beyond the horizon that you look to, no matter what you accomplish.
His recent accomplishments include an Emmy and a Golden Globe for the role of an on-the-edge lawyer.
Denny Crane.
Exactly.
A cameo that grew into a starring role in the series Boston Legal.
This firm isn't big enough for the two of us.
I agree.
Next on Invasion, Iowa.
Also this season, Shatner created and starred in the cable reality show Invasion, Iowa.
I'm on the can.
He's launched a new set of commercials for the internet travel site Priceline.com.
Shop and compare before you buy.
And if that's not enough, he's on the red carpet and the big screen in Miss Congeniality, too.
Wish we could have invited my best friend Roger Coleman on the show, but he got hit by a Goodwill truck last week.
It's a level of energy that impresses his Boston Legal co-star, Candace Bergen.
He's like a hyperactive kid. You know, it's just, you just never, he's always doing something.
And lately, he's clearly been doing some thinking about the really big questions.
You're going to die. We're all going to die. But then does that mean relax and let it happen? Or does that mean make every second count? Do not waste a minute.
Growing up in Montreal, Shatner had dreams of being a Shakespearean actor. He had roles in a string of televised dramas in the 1950s and early 60s. TV's golden age.
There's a man out there.
What?
Look, he's crawling on...
Then to Broadway, where he claims it was in the world of Susie Wong that he discovered his style.
The show was not good. It was very slow. And there were people getting up out of their seats in the front row from time to time. So I began to try and will them to stay as I was talking. And I'd pause and I'd And they'd look up and sit back down.
Lieutenant, relay our position and circumstances to Starbase 12 immediately.
It's a style he took with him when he won the lead role in Star Trek.
Star Trek propelled me into the public eye far more than playing leads on Broadway and big movies. None of that did what Star Trek did. So I'm eternally grateful.
These were the ears that I wore on the very final episode.
Star Trek brought enough success that his old co-star Leonard Nimoy figures Shatner should be relaxing.
He could be having a good time. Instead, he's working.
Thanks to the success of the 7 Star Trek movies, Nimoy now has the luxury to travel, collect art, practice his love of photography, feeling none of Shatner's need to keep acting.
He's jealous. He's jealous of me. All I've accomplished, and he's just trying to catch up.
We sat down with Leonard Nimoy yesterday.
What a shame. I really feel badly for you.
How come he's sitting around taking pictures, not acting, when you're still out there? What's wrong with him?
Making love to his wife and spending his money buying great paintings. What's the matter with him?
I've done it. I don't have to do it anymore, but he's relentless.
There are things to be done, and you can do them all. You can do them all.
Sit down for a minute, take a break. You know.
Shatner's busy life has another side spent among the horses he rides and breeds and shows. And it is in this life away from Hollywood that he met a horse trainer who is now his wife.
I didn't watch a lot of television, and when I did, if that Starship Enterprise was going across my TV, it just kept going.
You didn't stop the channel there.
Honestly, didn't stop.
Elizabeth is the 4th Mrs. Shatner, almost 30 years younger. Their marriage includes a mutual love of horses and a keen desire to win. They've both taken championships in the show ring.
You're competitive.
I don't know why you would say that. How could you say that? See, my horse is just a little bit ahead of hers.
I think at one time he had a bit of a reputation. As a younger man for chasing women, charming guy.
He's really good company, so who wouldn't like that? And as far as the other part, whatever you called it.
Womanizing, maybe?
Yeah, you know, my philosophy is there's no substitute for experience, so.
Space, the final frontier.
Shatner still attends science fiction conventions where fans gather to collect autographs. But while many saw an intergalactic hero in Captain Kirk, others saw an easy target for parody.
All right, Lieutenant, you can come down from Mount Olympus now. You've got work to do.
An actor trying too hard, delivering bursts of dialogue a little too passionately.
We've got to find out the source of his power.
You have a distinct acting style.
But I don't talk like, I hear this imitated, but I don't really do that, do I? Do I?
It seems to me that in order to survive, it would have to have some form of natural armor plating.
Some saw Shatner as a scene-stealing ham. George Takei, you remember.
Mr. Sulu, applying thrust, sir.
Wrote that Bill seemed totally immune to the sensitivities or the efforts of those he worked with.
Hogging the stage? No. Not the Bill Shatner I know, no. No.
I don't know where that accusation comes from.
Shatner has a well-honed ability to laugh at himself. And some would say there's plenty to laugh at.
What would you have me do? Seek out some wealthy patron and crawl like a clinging vine up the
like his 1968 album, The Transformed Man. Dramatic readings of poetry and pop songs like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
A girl with kaleidoscope eyes.
The album is now a perennial on worst ever lists. Shatner says it was misunderstood, but he never misses a chance to get in on the joke.
Do you know how much stew I saved? Do you know?
So with plenty of critics ready to take pot shots, Shatner last year recorded his second album, mockingly entitled Has Been. It's largely the story of his life in spoken words set to music.
She was underwater, in the shadows.
One painful piece concerns the death of his third wife, Noreen. In 1999, struggling to beat alcoholism, she drowned in the swimming pool of their Los Angeles home.
My love was supposed to protect her. It didn't.
I thought it important to include this monumental moment in my life. To make it public like I did gave me a great deal of thought. And then I decided to do it, knowing that it might smack of something I don't mean. But I did, and I'm glad I did.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You calling me has been?
In the title track, Has Been, Shatner fires back at those who wrote him off years ago.
Riding on their armchairs, they dream of wealth and fame.
Just the phrase, has been, is a stupid word. How can you be a has-been? I mean, does that mean you've been something and you're not now?
Next weekend, Shatner will host the Hollywood Charity Horse Show, an annual fundraiser for disadvantaged children that he's organized for the past 15 years. Add that to his list of accomplishments.
At my age, I need serenity.
So saying it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean you're dissatisfied with what has happened.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't happened yet. The feeling of, wow, I've done it all. I feel good. I'm ready to die. That hasn't happened yet.
Circumstances to Starbase 12.
William Shatner, it seems, is determined to just keep boldly going.
Next, food for thought and a thought on food from Nancy Giles.
Eggs and bacon and sausage and cheese.
According to a report of the U.S. Surgeon General, women who smoke during pregnancy increase their risk of pregnancy complications, premature delivery, low birth weight infants, stillbirth, and sudden infant death syndrome. At philipmorrisusa.com, you can find links to this and other information on the serious health effects of smoking. To reduce the health effects of smoking, the best thing to do is to quit. For more information, visit philipmorrisusa.com.
What a weekend.
My skin felt so smooth.
No stress. Stone massage.
No husband.
Thanks for driving as usual.
Back to reality.
Performance, utility, and envy. The 7-seat SRX. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
Visit your local Cadillac dealer for these attractive offers. Residency restrictions apply.
Dell has great deals on your complete PC waiting for you now. Get this Dimension desktop with an Intel Celeron processor for the amazingly low price of $299 after a $75 instant savings. So go online now. Plus, get a free printer. Dell notebooks start at just $599. It's only a click or call away. Get more out of now. Dell PCs use Intel Celeron processors.
What do you get when a financial firm with 66,000 people in 50 countries takes the time to understand your needs like it's just the two of you? Could it be the most powerful two-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
The Duchess of Windsor said you can never be too rich or too thin. But as this morning's cover story reported, new research suggests that having a little meat on your bones is not necessarily a bad thing. You can be too thin. That's welcome news for contributor Nancy Giles, who calls herself a proud size 16.
It was the sexiest headline I've seen all year. Front page, New York Times. Some extra heft may be helpful, new study says. Woohoo! Yes! Vindication. Finally, the liberal media reported a story that could bring Americans back together. be they Republican, Democrat, gay, straight, family unit, or sinner. Now we know why fat people are so jolly. According to a new study published this past week in the Journal of the American Medical Association, a little fat won't kill you. Quote, people who are overweight but not obese have a lower risk of death than those of normal weight. And dig this, quote, being very thin caused a slight increase in the risk of death. Now we know why they're called desperate housewives. Those bony little gals are starving. These findings were extremely well researched by the Centers for Disease Control and the National Cancer Institute. We're talking legitimate federal researchers here, not some jokers from the Pizza Council, the Lard Collective, or the International Chocolate Cupcake Guild. It's still true that most of us could lose a few, and it wouldn't be a crime to drive a little less and walk a little more and make some attempt to burn some calories. But we've all got to eat. Food is fuel for your body. Now we know what size 00 means. It means, uh-oh, you're wasting away. Now that we know all this, there's no need to eat yourself into a blind, crumb-covered stupor. And this is no excuse for Burger King's newest edible heart attack, the enormous omelet sandwich with eggs, bacon, sausage, cheese, and a huge bun. Hey, you know what? It's bacon or sausage, not bacon and sausage. That's just overkill. I would love it if I never again had to read an interview about what some actress wasn't eating. She popped nicotine gum, took tiny sips of Pellegrino, and picked at a radicchio salad. Her skin was flawless without makeup. Note to journalists, stop doing that. And stop congratulating celebrity mothers for losing the baby fat. Just shut up about it. You are part of the problem. Now we have documented proof. Those mothers and those babies need a little fat.
Contributor Nancy Giles. Now to Bob Schieffer in Washington for a look at what's ahead on Face the Nation. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Charles. We're going to talk to a couple of key senators about this partisan knot that Congress just can't seem to untie.
Bob Schieffer, thank you. We'll be watching. And ahead now on Sunday morning, the winner is...
I didn't know what the first step was to take.
It was my first time buying a home.
There were stacks and stacks of paperwork.
I was looking for something easy to get into.
I want a big backyard so I can play with all my friends.
When it's your first house, you don't know what the process is like.
And the first thing we did was call a realtor.
How do you know when you're working with a realtor? Look for the Realtor R.
Buying a home for the first time? Let someone with experience and knowledge guide you. Ask your agent if they're a realtor, a member of the National Association of Realtors.
I'm the landlord, the gardener, and the handyman.
New Fix-It Control for the control you want, just where you need it. Life with more bite. Introducing new Fix-It Control. It's precision tip nozzle that you put just the right amount, just where you want it. So no more corn without the cob. New Fix-It Control. Life with more bite.
Hello, Chicago. Anyone there? Can you hear us?
How do we do this?
With this.
But that's a phone.
It's a phone, it's the web, it's a video conference. Ed, stop hitting the TV.
Productivity, powered by Cisco.
This allergy season, ask your doctor about something different. Singulair. While many seasonal allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair works differently by blocking leukotrienes, an underlying cause of seasonal allergy symptoms. And one prescription Singulair helps relieve a broad range of seasonal allergy symptoms for a full 24 hours. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age, and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat seasonal allergies.
What's that?
Mylocust is resistant to all known pesticides.
What you've created is a bioweapon.
How the hell did this happen?
I want them destroyed. They turn carnivorous. You screw with nature, and nature will screw with you.
Locus, a world premiere movie. CBS tonight.
We return you now to the sound of movies, the final round of the Turner Classic Movies competition for would-be screen composers. Rita Braver resumes the story of the young contestants for whom fame and fortune are still within the realm of possibility.
They are thrilled to be guests in this Los Angeles hotel.
I'm just, well, Cloud 9, you know, and then, you know, right on the roof of it, Cloud 10, that's where I am, so.
Matt Hyder and 4 other aspiring young composers have been chosen from more than 600 entrants in the Turner Classic Movies competition. Now these 5 are competing for a $10,000 cash prize and a chance to score an entire silent film. And maybe, says Michael Picton, break through some barriers.
Well, I think we all know entering a business like this, people say it's really competitive, and they don't know the half of it. It's
For Matthew Kaczynski, for example, a win might convince his family that he was right to walk away from a career as a violinist, struggling instead to make it as a film composer.
It's just, I get such a rush off of it. And so my parents, I think, were maybe a little disappointed with that decision.
And winning for these contestants, says Cody Westheimer, really is about more than fame and fortune.
I mean, man, I think we all crave working with a live orchestra for an hour and 20 minutes of music. That's a dream. I mean,
so, of course, when we asked Jamie Hall, do you feel nervous?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm nervous. I mean, just like all these other guys, I want to win, and it's a nervous thing waiting to hear about who's going to win.
And next door, the judges, all connected with the movie music business, are hammering it out.
It's fascinating.
There aren't reasons that I don't like it.
There was more chords, there was more richness in the orchestration.
The strong thematic development, the solo violin, the transfer to the basses.
What exactly are they seeking? Aaron Zigman, who's composed music for several films, including John Q and The Notebook.
For me, the crux of it is the overall elements of their writing ability, and that deals with a melody and what happens inside the melody and their orchestration choices.
I'm the one music non-professional on the judging committee.
Dennis Malley from Turner Classic's programming department.
So I'm totally approaching it from whether I get emotionally involved in what I'm seeing.
So here's the way 5 different composers scored the same short scene.
Very nice. It gets me right away.
Essentially, the orchestration took over.
And I like about half of the cue.
On the cut, the music changed. Shouldn't have changed there, because we haven't had...
After 3 hours of intense discussion, they pick the winner. Did you? What made the difference? For composer Linda Martinez, last year's winner.
I was just pulled into the story. Pulled into the characters, really felt like I was a part of the story.
Having heard the entries myself, I can tell you that was not an easy job.
And so, at long last...
Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The top young film composer in the competition. The composer whose music was selected as the best from over 600 composers across the nation. Our grand prize winner is Michael Picton.
So, you know, as you were sitting there, what was going through your mind?
You want me to speak?
I want you to speak.
So I'm thrilled. It's
a big night.
It's a big night. Mark Roberts. It's a big night.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Rita.
And a few months later, there he is. At a Hollywood sound studio, supervising his composition for the temptress.
The first quarter note of 66 should actually be long. Da-ya-dun-da-dum.
The music that will now be heard every time Turner Classics plays this film. The music that could send Michael Picton's career soaring as high as his dreams.
The Realm of Possibility is sponsored by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
We see Marco, jazz master, rock star, classical virtuoso. We see his potential. We're inspired to create software that helps him reach it.
When you go to LensCrafters, be fearless. Be bold. Try something new. Go ahead, change your glasses, even your prescription sunglasses, until you love them, or your money back. It's the LensCrafters Unconditional Guarantee. How's that for bold?
Now get $100 off glasses and prescription sunglasses. LensCrafters. You'll see, we're better.
In a world where portions are out of control, new Dextrin Max helps you stay in control.
Curbs my appetite so I can say, I'm done.
It kickstarts my metabolism so I have energy to exercise. New Dextrin Max. Maximum help in a maxed out world.
I get so congested from my allergies that I feel like I'm not all there. So I got Clear with Claritin D.
Come on, you're on.
For long-lasting, non-drowsy relief of your worst congestion and sinus pressure, nothing is stronger or faster. Non-drowsy Claritin D.
Live Claritin Clear.
When my husband was transferred, I had to search for a new home from 1,000 miles away. I was no computer whiz, but working with my agent on the Coldwell Banker website was a breeze. Searching local listings, taking virtual tours like a pro. Still, I never thought I'd find another place I could love. Till one day, I just clicked and my heart stood still. Now that's what I call a homepage.
ColdwellBanker.com, your gateway to local listings.
Senators Mitch McConnell and Chris Dodd can the nomination of John Bolton for UN ambassador be saved? Plus, the showdown over judicial nominations. Face the nation today.
We leave you this morning on the Oklahoma prairie west of Pawhuska, where prairie chickens are looking for love. Prairie chickens in Oklahoma. I'm Charles Osgood. Please join us again next Sunday morning. Until then, I'll see you on the radio.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Walmart, where you can find everything you and your family need at everyday low prices. Walmart, always low prices, always.
Can the nomination of John Bolton for UN ambassador be saved? Face the nation today. Experience CBS News.
The final 3 new episodes of Everybody Loves Raven begin CBS Monday, May 2nd.
Are you getting enough fiber in your diet? If you ate as much food as it takes to get the 25 to 30 grams of daily fiber recommended by the Surgeon General, what else would you have time for? That's why there's Fiber Choice, the chewable fiber supplement. With 4 grams of fiber in each dose, that's 4 times the amount you get from fiber caplets. And sugar-free Fiber Choice has 0 net carbs. Make the smart choice. Fiber Choice.
No SUV has done it before. Mercury Mountaineer is first in owner loyalty 4 years in a row. Mountaineer introduced the disappearing 3rd row seat. And now, there's roll stability control for added safety. You've got room for up to 7. And more than enough space for everything. And everybody. And the Mountaineer has a look all its own. Get up to $4,000 cash back plus $1,000 in complimentary gas and a premium maintenance